Recently, I've been very curious about crochet handles. I've been making a lot of tote bags and projects requiring handles, and when you're crocheting up a project, it's just natural that you're going to want to crochet the handle to go along with it. I did some research on other ways that you could make handles out of crochet, and I found this amazing crochet corded handle that I thought was absolutely stunning and so cool, super functional, and I actually now prefer this type of crochet handle over all of the other ones I've ever done in the past. So join me in this journey as I share with you how I went about making my crochet corded handle. Crochet by numbers. Okay, so the handles that I made measure 16 inches long or 41 centimeters. It took me approximately 3 hours per handle to make it. The amount of yarn that you're going to need to make these handles really depends on a lot of factors, whether it's the size of the yarn that you're using or how big you want the handle to be. So really just try to use something you have in your stash. I highly recommend that you choose a yarn that is strong and durable and won't break down over time, such as a 100% cotton yarn, a cotton blend yarn, or even some kind of cord or rope type material. Again, we want to go for strength and durability. I used Lion Brand Comfy Cotton Blend, but feel free to use something else that you have in your stash. I will put a link to all of the materials that I am using for my tutorial in the description section below. So if you really want to know exactly what I'm using, take a peek down there. All right, let's go ahead and get started on this tutorial. Start with a long enough tail so we can actually use this tail to attach the handle to our tote bag or our basket or whatever it is we are attaching it to. Create our slip knot and chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. For row 1, we will single crochet in the second chain from our crochet hook and single crochet in each chain all the way across for a total of 6 stitches. For row 2 and row 3, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and make 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch space all the way across. For row 4, we will chain 1, turn our work, make 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch across, but then pause because it's at row 4 that we start to do the next step. Grab your yarn needle, have that prepared right here. Take your work, this side of the work, fold it under, so that way they are sandwiched right next to each other. Grab your yarn needle, find the V stitch of that very first stitch space. So here's the V. See this little loop right below the V? We're going to take our yarn needle and separate that out. Insert our crochet hook into or underneath that loop and slip stitch. To work up this pattern, we are going to rely heavily on our yarn needle or tapestry needle to help us to find where we are placing our crochet hook. So we will start by finding the first V stitch of the row, right here, V. Turn that V stitch forward so we are looking at the front. Find that yarn strand or loop that is perpendicular or straight up and down to that V and makes it look like a T. So that one right there. Going to take that yarn needle, pull that loop a little bit so that way our crochet hook can fit underneath that loop. Remove the yarn needle and single crochet. Find the next V stitch. V stitch right here. Turn our work to the front. Find the loop that is perpendicular to that V stitch right there. V stitch, perpendicular. Insert our crochet hook under that loop and single crochet. Now I know it's a little tedious, but honestly I found this to be the easiest way to work up this pattern of all the ways that I found. And I hope you find it as easy as I do. And once you have the rhythm of what you're doing, it picks up and you work a little bit faster. When you get to the slip stitch, where we have closed the two sides together, we're going to find that slip stitch V, turn it forward, and still look for that loop that would be up and down, creating that T shape. Find it. And now everything will look the same all the way around. We will work in continuous rounds over and over again. You don't have to worry about having a stitch marker to help you to identify where a round ends and begins. Don't even worry about that. Just keep going. And what you'll notice is because we are working in front of the V-stitch, placing our crochet hook in that loop in front of the crochet stitch, it's actually pushing those V-stitches on top inward, making this a dense inner circle. See how it's all closed up inside? So we're not adding polyfill or actually adding a filler into the handle. The stitch that we are doing is creating that filler all on its own. So we're not only building the handle upward, we're also filling it in at the same time, which is really cool. And that's all we will do over and over and over again until you have reached the length that you desire for your handle. Go ahead and keep going, and I will meet back up with you once I have reached the length of the handle that I desire, and then I will show you how we will close off the handle, forming the other side that we can attach to the tote bag or to the basket that we want to attach this handle to. You got this. You're doing a great job. Once we've made the cord as long as we want it to be for our handle, we're going to lay it flat, have the side of the beginning where we have this open attachment, have the open flap this way, and then follow that open side down the middle so we know approximately where to stop on the other side of the handle. So I'm right in line. This is great. When I'm ready to stop my handle, I will chain one. I will turn my work, so now I'm working from the inside out, and I will single crochet underneath both loops only, a regular single crochet stitch in the next 6 stitch spaces. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For the next 3 rounds, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and make 1 single crochet stitch in each of the 6 stitch spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6. At the end, we're going to cut a long enough tail for us to attach this side of the handle to our tote bag or whatever it is that we are attaching it to. Tie off our work. Awesome. And now it is ready for attaching. All you'll have to do is make a second handle or however many handles you want to make to attach to your project, and you're done. That's it, guys. That's how you make this crochet corded handle. I have had some people ask me how to attach a handle to a bag, so I briefly wanted to share that with you. If this were my handle I was attaching to this bag right here, I would turn the bag so that way I was attaching the handle on the inside. I would place the handle so that way it was looking something similar to that. Take my yarn needle, thread through my tail, and then just sew that tail to the project for a connection. That's it. That's all you have to do to attach this handle to whatever tote bag or basket or project that you want to attach it to. Super easy and very convenient that this already has a yarn strand attached to it, so you're not having to fiddle or find something else to use to attach the handle to the project. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey making this crochet corded handle. I know it's a bit funky and definitely different, but it's always nice to know some cool crochet tricks that you can utilize to just amplify and lift up the project that you are currently making. I hope you have the best day, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye, guys.